Can a sentence make perfect grammatical sense but mean absolutely nothing? Noam Chomsky thought so, and proved it with one strange line: colorless green ideas sleep furiously. That single sentence changed the entire field of linguistics. Today, let's travel back to 1957 and see how Chomsky's syntactic structures transformed language study, from behavior to mind, and from description to generation. Let's first discuss the behaviorist era before Chomsky. Before 1957, linguistics was shaped by behaviorism, influenced by psychologists like B.F. Skinner. They believed that language was simply a learned behavior, the result of imitation, repetition, and reinforcement. Example: a baby says, "Mama." Mother smiles, which is a reward, resulting in behavior reinforced. The child repeats it. For behaviorists, language is learned through stimulus and response. For behaviorists, there was no room for thought, creativity, or structure. But Chomsky noticed something no behaviorist could explain. Then came Chomsky's challenge as a spark. He said children produce sentences they've never heard before, and adults understand them instantly. He asked, how could this happen if language was only imitation? Chomsky concluded that humans must have an internal system of rules, a mental mechanism that allows us to generate and understand an infinite number of sentences. This idea shifted linguistics from behavior to mind. Then in 1957 came the linguistic revolution. In 1957, Chomsky published Syntactic Structures, a short book that caused a major revolution. Instead of seeing language as behavior, he described it as a formal system, one that could be modeled mathematically. His main claim was that a grammar is a finite system that generates an infinite set of sentences, a language, capital L. He used the tools of formal logic and mathematics to define this precisely. Chomsky then discussed grammar as a generator. Chomsky introduced the idea of generative grammar, a system of rules that can generate all grammatical sentences of a language. Example: phrase structure rules. S consists of NP plus VP. NP consists of determiner plus N. VP consists of V plus NP. Determiner is the era. N is boy, girl, dog, or book. V is saw, liked, or read. From these few rules, the grammar can generate: the boy saw the dog. The girl read the book. A boy liked a dog. This showed that grammar isn't a list of memorized phrases, it's a productive system. Then Chomsky discussed transformational rules. Phrase structure alone couldn't explain all sentence types, like passives and questions. Chomsky introduced transformational rules to handle them. Example number 1, passive transformation. Deep, basic structure. The dog bit the man. Transformation results in, the man was bitten by the dog. Example number 2, question transformation. Deep structure. The boy is eating apples. Transformation results in, is the boy eating apples? Transformations don't change meaning, they change structure. Next is, deep structure versus surface structure. Every sentence has two layers. Deep structure is the underlying grammatical pattern. Surface structure is the spoken or written form. These are connected through transformations. Example: deep structure. The dog bit the man. Surface structure. The man was bitten by the dog. Different form, same meaning, proving that syntax is hierarchical, not just linear. Now let's discuss syntax versus semantics from the famous example. To prove that syntax and meaning are separate, Chomsky wrote this: colorless green ideas sleep furiously. Which is grammatically correct, but semantically nonsense. It demonstrated that a sentence can follow every grammatical rule yet be meaningless, showing that syntax is autonomous and independent of semantics. This idea broke away completely from behaviorism, which tied meaning to habit and context. Now let's discuss Chomsky's formal approach. Chomsky treated grammar like a mathematical system. His idea was, a grammar, G, generates a language, capital L, where L is the set of all grammatical sentences that G can produce. So instead of studying vague language as behavior, he studied language, capital L, as a formal object, precise, testable, and internally structured. This gave linguistics the rigor of formal logic, turning it into a true science. Now the question rises, why grammar, why not language? Chomsky deliberately avoided the word language in the everyday sense. He argued that language is a social and political term. We say English, Urdu, French to refer to communities or nations. But linguistics, he said, should study grammar, the internal system that makes language, possible. Language, capital L, is the set of all grammatical sentences that can be produced by a grammar, G. He said, language, small l, is a social or political label such as English, Urdu, etc. He said, language, capital L, is the formal system of grammatical sentences generated by grammar. He said, grammar, G, is the rule system in the mind that produces language, capital L. This distinction between language small l and language, capital L, shows why Chomsky focused on the mind's structure, not on external speech habits. He planted here the early seed of what would later become I-language and E-language. Now let's summarize the revolution. Syntactic structures marked a scientific and intellectual revolution. It showed that language is creative, not imitative. Grammar is mental, not behavioral. Syntax has autonomy from meaning. Linguistics can be formal, precise, and logical. This was the birth of generative grammar and the beginning of Chomskyan linguistics. From behavior to mind, from imitation to generation, Chomsky's syntactic structures didn't just explain sentences, it redefined what it means to know a language. Visit our website for much more. Follow us on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.